Hello, my name's Elizabeth and welcome to my channel. I thought I would share with you a note that I wrote back in April of 2019. This note deals with fear and suicide. I was talking to God in prayer about people who commit suicide. If they knew who God was, who they were in God, and their purpose in God, they would never choose to kill themselves. But when you're in that dark place, the place of deep, profound depression and suicidal ideation, it is very difficult to hear the voice of God. I was severely depressed growing up. Now as a child, of course, I didn't have that kind of language. But as I grew older and started seeing counselors for my depression and anxiety, I came to find out that the manner in which I was raised contributed greatly to my clinical depression. And so I needed counseling in order to survive. Thank God for counselors. The weight of this world is great. The cares, the worries, the battles with everyday life, inside and outside of yourself, are burdens that can weigh you down to the point where you feel like you cannot take it anymore. I lived the majority of my life in that place. What I've discovered on my continuing journey with God is that knowing who God is personally for yourself, knowing what God has said about you, your identity in Him, and knowing the purpose for which He has placed you on this earth, I believe would be a tremendous deterrent to suicide. I didn't know how much God loved me. I didn't know that my identity was in Him and not in what people said about me. I had gotten my identity from whoever would tell me who I was. So I began to believe anybody who said anything to me about what they thought was wrong with me. I began to take on those things as my identity because I did not have one, or so I thought. Now that I have a healthy and growing relationship with God, now that I know what God has said about me and what He continues to say about me, and now that I know my God-given purpose, I have every reason in the world to live. There is no reason to think about dying. And this is so amazing to me because I remember a time in my life that every day I thought about dying. Every day I didn't want to live. I didn't want to continue to live in this pain. But now that I've come to an understanding of who I am in God and what He has called me to do, now the only thing I want to do is live and live out that calling He's called me to in my life. Knowing God for myself has given me a reason to live and live my life abundantly. The devil thought he had won, but God had other plans for me. And now all of the weapons that were formed against me will now be used to bring other people out of their misery, out of their despair, out of their anxiety, out of their clinical depression, and into new life in God through Jesus Christ. See, the devil knew once I knew this truth about who God is and who I am and my purpose, I was going to shut his operation all the way down. And I was going to tell everybody I know who God is and how important it is to know Him for yourself. And once you start knowing God for yourself, God will tell you who you are. And He will also tell you what your purpose is, the purpose He has given you for this life. God will let you know what He has purposed you for. I have work to do. I have something to share with the world that no one else can do. I can now share the true, authentic Elizabeth with the world. And no one else can do me but me through Jesus Christ. This is the way God is going to show people who He is and who they are in Him and why He wanted them. When you understand God as Father, when you understand that God loves you, that He is your provider all the time, that He is your protector all of the time, that you have the entire host of heaven backing you all of the time. When you understand that your water and your bread and your food and your shelter and your clothing is sure all of the time, you will carry this truth instead of the lies the devil has told you. If any of this information has resonated with you, please feel free to like and subscribe to this channel, and please feel free to leave a comment down below. Remember that you too can live fearless, faith-filled, and free. Thanks for watching.